What if you could save 30,000 rands this year without feeling overwhelmed? I am starting my 30,000 savings challenge, and I am going to share with you how I plan to make sure that by the end of the year I have 30,000 rands. And you can adopt this plan and do it and at least push yourself to save some money this year. Hi guys, how's it going? It's Lerato Mcheki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm challenging myself to save 30,000 rands this year, and if you've been around for quite some time, you know that in 2025 I challenged myself to save 20,000 rands. And in this video I am going to share with you the strategies that I'm going to use to make sure that I hit that 30,000. And it's quite a significant amount from the 20,000 because that is a difference of 10,000. But every year I feel that you need to stretch yourself and just make sure that your financial plans look different, and they should scare you a bit. Perhaps that will be a motivating factor for you to push hard to reach your financial goals. So I am starting the 30,000 savings challenge as a financial goal for 2026 because I still need to put some more money for my emergency funds, and this is how I am going to make sure that I have something in my savings by challenging myself to save money. And honestly, saving money is not the easiest thing. It's very easy for the next person to say, oh no, just save some money. But let's be honest, inflation is ridiculously high, things are ridiculously expensive, rent increases every year, and I just complained in my previous video that my rent has increased by 400 rands and my salary has not increased. So that means that I need to make some adjustments to cover that rent. And this is how it's difficult to save money, because there are a lot of things that require you to put money into. You have bills to pay, and you have to also make sure that you have something left by the end of the month. And unfortunately, you have to ensure that you have something left at the end of the month. And how I am going to go about making sure that I am saving something is by challenging myself to get onto a savings challenge. And every month I am going to come on here and share an update of how much I have saved in that particular month, because the goal is to stay consistent. So if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel and stay for personal finance, everything about saving and investing. So I have prepared this colorful spreadsheet. Actually, I prepared this last year, yes. So I'm even continuing with it in this particular year because it just makes sense to me. And if you want it, I can share it with you. I have my email address in the description box. Just send me an email and I will email it to you. So for the amount that I should be saving every month to make sure that I hit the 30,000 is 2.5. And for January, I saved 2,000 actually. So I had 5 rands and 95 cents left in the account. And yeah, just for the calculation to make sense, because now there's going to be interest, I was like, okay, let me just write 2005, but it was actually 2000, and the shortage is 494 because I plan to save 2.5 every month. And there's a shortage because it's a challenge for me to save the 2.5. I'm just going to be honest, but I still leave the 2.5 because I'm like, push myself, my guy, to make sure that you hit that 2.5. If it means you must think of ways you need to make that extra money, think about them, but you need to get that 2.5. So there was that shortage, and even this month actually I was only able to save 2,000, and there was that shortage. So I am short of 1,000 to make sure that I actually have that 5,000, the 2.5 for Jan and 2.5 for Feb. And I have no doubt actually that by the end of the year I'm going to have the 30,000, and it's because during the month I am able to make some extra money. So it means instead of taking it all into my investments, I have to now redirect some of it into my savings to cover up for that shortage. But on a month where I'm not having a lot of expenses, or I can, reduce here and there, I am going to put that 2.5. So I put these funds in an interest-bearing account, and the interest rate there, I think it's 6%. Yes, 6%. And I don't want to fix the money. I want to have access to the money because I use this as my emergency funds, right? And in an account where you can access anytime, the interest rate is not that much. Where you get a high interest rate is when you fix the money. But I am okay with the 6%. And in January I earned an interest of 0.66 rands, and in February I earned 9 rands and 21 cents. So it's obviously going to increase every month because it's calculated based on the capital that I have saved. And at the end of March I'm going to have, let's say, 6,000 saved. So it's definitely going to increase. So the savings challenge actually is a complete game changer if you really think about it, because it tames your spending. It actually puts you in control, and you have something that you think of every month to say, oh, I cannot overspend because I need to take this money and put it into the savings challenge. And again, this provides direction in your savings and investments, because you know for a fact that if you budget to save 2.5, it's because you know that you can hit that number. So before you spend any money, know that you must take the 2.5 and put it into the savings challenge. You need to save that money. So what I like about the savings challenge is that it gives direction. And more than anything, it can also help you create boundaries, which is very, very important. You know, sometimes we are not doing well financially, not because we don't earn enough, but because we lack financial boundaries. And that always derails us. Because when somebody comes and says, oh, can you please borrow me this much? Or I need this, your first instinct is to, you know, come through for them. And I'm not saying you must not, but if you don't have a structure, if your finances are not structured, your money is just going to be all over, and it's not going to help with anything if that money is not in places where you are getting a return, you are benefiting from it. Remember, when we save, when we invest, that's how we actually get to pay ourselves. That's how we get to benefit from the hard work we have put in to make sure that we earn that income. And that is you building wealth for the future you. So if you have not thought about the savings challenge, or if you think, oh, I don't like the idea of the savings challenge, I used to be there, I used to be there until I realized that, okay, my savings are not progressing. I'm stuck on one place. And that is because most money was going into my investments, and I would just neglect my savings, or I'll just say, oh no, but no gonna I invest money. But I thought about the fact that I cannot live my life without having proper savings. Then I challenged myself, and it was successful. For last year, actually, it was very much successful, even though there were hiccups here and there, because on this month I could find that, oh, I don't have the money to save because I have school. But I would go back and put money into those savings because it's a commitment. I know at the back of my mind that I have made this commitment, and that is what financial goals are all about. And that is why I'm making this my financial goal, So last year, having this in place, even though it was 20,000 rands, having it in place really went a long way for me, And the way in which it was structured, it was very easy because I started with 250, and in December I only had to contribute 3,000. But it was a bit hard towards the end of the year because that money was quite a lot. But for this year I was like, okay, let me just program my mind into knowing that we are taking in 2.5. It's not 500 this month, 750 then one. No, my mind should know that 2.5 is going in there, and I know not to make any compromises. So it does help. So last year, like I say, I was very much successful with my savings challenge because I had challenged myself to save 20,000. And at the end of the year, I had saved 90,500. And that money actually helped me a lot, because at the beginning of the year, when now I had to put money into my studies, you know how it goes at the beginning of the year. They want a lot of things, registrations and all of that. So I had to pay registration, and I also had to book an exam, and they costed a lot, more than 8,000. Yes, around there. So the money that I had put into my savings challenge actually came through for me. And at the end of the day, I had money, even though that money was for emergencies, but it helped me actually to focus on my studies and ensure that I am studying. And I've actually realized that this is what most of us struggle with. So I do personal finance coaching. I help people with their personal finances, structuring them, investing, and all of that. And most of my clients actually, when they now access their emergency funds, they feel bad. They're like, oh, Rato, I'm going to start with bad news. You're going to call me because I took money from my emergencies and I had to pay for. And I'm like, but that's what emergency funds are for, And in my case, I did not have the education fund. I did not have any money saved for my education. And instead of me going to get some debt to pay that 8,000, I had my savings, and my savings helped me. And that is what savings are all about. I once read this book where the person had quite enough money in his savings, and a business opportunity presented itself, and he took those savings, got into that business, and it was life-changing. So I have gotten to realize that I must not feel bad about using my savings, especially if it helps me and it's not reckless expenditure, So that money came through for me because I was like, okay, I need the money to pay for my fees. Where am I going to get it? Savings challenge. So it helped me a lot. So that's why even for this year, I was like, okay, I need to continue with this savings challenge. And more than anything, girl, stretch yourself, because I'm in a better position this year. I'm able to save and invest a bit more compared to last year. So I was like, we're not going to stick with 20,000 anymore. Let's increase it to 30 over and above the money that you're going to invest. So that's how I actually get to stretch myself and ensure that I am increasing my net worth, because that is the goal. You always have to make sure that you are in a better position at the end of this year compared to the end of last year. Hence the increase from 20,000 to 30,000. And staying consistent, honestly, is not going to be that difficult if you have it written down. Hence, I'm saying that if you want the spreadsheet, I will gladly email it to you, because I know how important it is to have this every month. When you sit down and you have that money date at the end of the month and move monies around, this is going to be your guide, and you're going to have this in your budget as well. So you're never going to have to stress much about it, because this is going to provide structure. So that's what I wanted to come in here and share with you. And I really hope that you're going to be inspired and go start that savings challenge if you haven't. And if you are just so not into it, I hope that you're influenced. I hope you're influenced, because I know how this is going to be so helpful. And also, if you struggle with saving, I for one struggle with saving, so I recommend that you explore this. And it does not even have to be at 30,000. If you afford 10,000, and that is going to be around 800 rands every month, then do that, as long as you are saving something. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.